Hey guys, what is going on? This is Ip of RageQuitTV, gonna be casting a game between Liquid Zenio and Mr. Barcode. It is a TVZ on Entombed Valley, and Zenio is such a fun player to watch. If you've ever watched IIIIIIIII, Zenio's play reminds me a lot of IIIIIIIII, like the Korean counterpart to him, and we'll get to see if he ended up switching to Infestors in ZVT like IIIIIII has. And also, which made it interesting, back in the early days of GSL, this was IIIIIII's rival. And it just was such a cool storyline back in the day, and Zenio kind of went unknown for a period of time, and then he joined Team Liquid, and now the spotlight is back on him, and he is doing great. I'm so glad the replay pack is of Zenio this time. Mr. Barcode, I know, he's probably a Korean pro gamer, whether it's StarCraft 2 or Brood War, I don't know. The reason players have these Barcode names is so you don't know who they are. We can look at his hotkeys, try to tell 1 to 3 and 8 to 9 on his command center. I have to say, that is a little bit new. I have watched Marine King, MMA, Gonzi, and MVP, and I haven't seen them do this. So, it's not one of those people that I named most likely. However, it could be like a Brood War pro gamer that we just don't know. And the reason why they have these barcoded names, you see so many of them on the Korean ladder, is because it really hides their identity. If you, know a Smurf's name, their identity gets revealed in all their previous games, you know. Like B-Water, that's Rainbow. Combat EZ is tied to the Slayers clan, because I believe Sella registered that account. So if it's a Protoss player on Combat EZ, you can kind of assume it is going to be Puzzle. Things like that. Zenio is going to be taking his 15 hash. We do have a Rax first out of Mr. Barcode, and not getting the gas, so it will be a 1 Rax expand. And on Entombed Valley, very common strategy, and as odd as it sounds, the Terran player on this map generally takes their third base before the Zerg. However, the Zerg make up for it by saturating their third base well before the Terran. And why do they take the third base before a Zerg? Because they get Hellions out generally, stay around this area. The Zerg can't take the third base because rocks take quite a while to take down. And Terrans can build their command center right here, just lift it up and land it, take the third base, have a supply depot bunker wall here or something, and get a nice, zone this area out so Zergs can't go up on it. Then just defend this area. And that's generally how ZVTs get played out. We'll see exactly how this does go. We actually have a command center before the gas, and this means that Zenio, if he uses one of his early injects as instead a tumor, then he can get creep down here and stop the Hellion container, at least prevent it from being so successful. So we'll see how Zenio ends up doing his tumors. Did go for a hatch first, the pool is about done, so he will be building 2 queens almost immediately. Meanwhile, the Marines just going to stay on this ramp to try to deny any scouting. Zenio not going to do a drone scout. Generally, you do see Zerg players drone scout around 13, but on big maps like Entombed Valley, sometimes you'll see them not worry about it, because by the time the drone gets to the Terran's base, they have a few Marines out and can just prevent the scout from doing anything. So you're going to scout, and there's probably around a 50% chance that your scout's not going to tell you any information. So the Zergs generally like just getting a general scout with the Lings at what is going on and hoping the Overlord can tell them something. Command center is just finished, and that is an on spot for the bunker, but it can protect the mineral line, and it can also protect the ramp. And that may be a good spot for that bunker. We do have a reactor going down on the barracks, so Hellions will be coming out. Zenio using his initial energy on injects, so he isn't going to be rushing out for any creep spread right on in the early stages of the game. Going to be going up to 3 queens, not 4 queens, and stopped mining gas at exactly after he had 100, so he does research speed. Question is, when will he go back on gas, and how quickly will he take these gases, as that will tell us if he's going to go Muta play or Infestor play. Right now, Mr. Barcode hasn't scouted at all, just kind of poked down here with his Marines, get this one area, and is building a supply depot right here. So this bunker is going to be so hard to kill. I mean, Lings, you can get 2, maybe 5 Lings attacking this bunker at once. If there's an SCV repairing a Gears on hold position right here, oh my god, that is such a stellar bunker placement. I haven't seen that before, but I haven't casted too many games here. Zenio doing a lot of Lings right now. Oh man, that is looking like it is 20 Lings that have been moved out, going to go around the map. And it looks like he is going to be kind of hiding them. Excuse me. And this may be kind of like Sheth Ling. Sheth always leaves 1 Ling, and then when the Hellions move out, he runs it in to get scouting information. These Lings look like they're going to be used for a counterattack. As soon as the Hellions move across, you can see he has 1 Ling on the watchtower. Will the Terran player move out once he gets 4 Hellions? Most likely, yes, he will. There we go. The 4 Hellions do come out. And he is moving across the map. Now Zenio is going to be able to see the Hellions with this one watchtower. And there we go. The Shetling does come in. Kind of gets the scouting on. And now all 20 or 19 Lings now going to be marching in. That looks like more than 19. The bunker, supply depot does get lifted up. And again, this bunker just cannot go down 2 Lings. It is not going to happen, guys. Hellions do pull back. And these Zerglings are going to be taken out. Doesn't look like any SCVs had got killed in that. And what a stellar defense by our Terran player, and that does set Zenio a little bit further behind. We do see him getting a macro hatch, just because when he takes this base, he wants to be able to saturate it immediately. And 1 drone pump out of 3 hatches is like 12 drones. So that is like half a base worth of saturation. We will see him oversaturating just a little bit as he does take the 3rd, then do a drone pump and immediately saturate that 3rd base. And our Terran player looks like he is going to be building another command center. Kind of back here, odd placement. I thought it would be right here so we can just land it here, but there is an Overlord right here. So maybe that Overlord would poke in, see the expansion. That may be why he's placed it a little bit further behind. Overlord does know about the Banshee play, though, or maybe that's those Lings that came in. I think it's pretty much the Lings that did come in, saw the Banshee. Does he have Cloak researching? No, he doesn't. And Lair is building right now, getting +1 armor on his Lings. Hellions doing that small contain. We do have the Spine Crawlers here, and since Zenio didn't start that creep spread early, the Hellions do get the contain down here. 1 Hellion just watching these rocks. This is the injured Hellion at 10 HP, all the other ones at full HP. So it doesn't want this Hellion to go down quickly to Lings, which if Lings did come out to attack, it probably would. So he uses that for scouting. Not bad. Zenio with a very nice Overlord spread. This Banshee is definitely going to get scouted. Oh, maybe it's not. It does have Cloak and is in the mineral line. Spore Crawler is up there because Zenio, he did see that coming with those initial 20 Lings. Instead, the Banshee is going to be picking away on these extractors. Zenio is banking about 500 gas. He may be going into mutas shortly. We'll see if he ends up doing that. And after seeing the Banshee, mutas aren't a bad call because Infestors, they're not efficient at killing that. Even transfusing the extractor right there to keep it alive as the Overseer does come to try to take out the Banshee. Another Banshee right here is going to be picking away on this Spine Crawler. We do have a few Banelings being morphed. Does the Banshee see it? No, it doesn't. Now this Spine Crawler will be falling. And these Banshees definitely causing a small headache. And as I was saying, Infestors, they can deal with Banshees, but in the early stages of the game, it's like 150 energy to kill a Banshee. So that makes your Infestors initially very weak, which means around the 14-minute mark, you have a huge timing window where they can do damage because you have those Infestors that are generally worthless after killing Banshees. And with 2 Banshees, if he doesn't get a good fungal off, that means that that'd be like 300 energy. It's not efficient early game to do that, and then Lings do get us around, miss controlling those Hellions, just completely forgetting about them. 5 of them do go down, and the other ones are injured, so those Hellions are going to return home. The drone is going to start building the 3rd hatch. Going into this, we do have 63 drones, so he has enough to saturate 3 bases, and that Hellion almost kills it. Zenio pulling it back, and those Lings going to come and save the drone. We'll be building this, and that 1 Overlord does fall. And a lot of mules right now mining on the 3rd base, 55 SCVs to 62 drones. Fungal growth now just finishing, so we do have Infestors coming out of Zenio. He has made the switch into Infestor play just like Idra. Gonna be taking his 4th base immediately because, well, he knows his 3rd base is just eons behind. Saw the orbital command done and mules probably mining, so he's like, okay, well, to get back into this, I'm going to take another base. And my Lings should have an upgrade advantage. The Terran player did use a lot of gas on those early Banshees. 2 Banshees plus Cloak, that is what? 400 gas, so it does delay the upgrades. Marines do have 1-1 right now, or maybe it just delayed the tank count. I don't know exactly what it delayed. The bunker still very nice placement. I can't say how smart this was. Changelings making their way across the map to see exactly what a Terran player is up to. And they do get walled off. Oh no, they don't get walled off. He is just down here chilling out. And the Changelings do immediately get taken out and gets absolutely no vision. Banshee is going to be sitting on this watchtower, not protecting anything. Can't utilize it. We do have an immediate hive out of the Zerg plan. Being on 8 gases with a hive means you're going to go up into Broodlord play very quickly. So, Zenio looks like he's going to be rushing up to Broodlords. They should probably come out in the map around 16 to 17 minutes. We'll see if the Terran player ends up doing anything to delay the Broodlord tech, because left unchecked, Zenio is going to be teching up very quickly and will have a lot of gas. He has built, how many infestors does he have out on the map? 6 infestors. So that is enough to kind of delay any push. He doesn't really have to build more infestors, and that's why infestor play comes to mutas Broodlords much quicker, because with mutas, you're constantly going to lose a few, constantly going to have to rebuild them. With infestors, they don't really die if you have good control. And Banshee coming, Medevac actually coming over here. We'll be seeing this infestor left behind. Will he get the fungal growth on all these Marines? Marines now starting to split up. Fungal does go down. And those Marines do get taken care of. 2 Marines left in the Medevac and Banshee. Oh no, that is another Medevac with just 3 Marines in it. Going to be going around. Zenio going to be putting spine crawlers around his base to defend against these constant drops that will be happening. Again, just getting up defenses that cost him no gas. So he is going to be going up to 3-3 right now on his Lings. And also getting Adrenal Glands, not forgetting that upgrade. And Banshee now doing a little bit of harassment. 3 Infested Terrans plus a Fungal Growth do take that out. Infested Terran is 25 energy, Fungal Growth is 75, so you can do the math and say, okay, that is a lot of energy. But the Infestors have been out a while and they banked up a lot of energy, so they can easily take out those Banshees without too much worry of running low. 3 Marines up here going to kill a few drones, and the Medevac will most likely pick them up and return back home. Is he going to get that pickup? No, he doesn't. That is not an A+ pickup, as the Muslim would say. Fuelings right here, going to be seeing the 4th base being taken by a Terran player, and that is a relatively scary force. And even mixed in a few Marauders in that, and that's not something you generally see. Mixing in Marauders with this Marines, that is just probably to help him against Banelings. Or maybe if Ultralisk suddenly came out, those Marauders would be very good. We do have another Spire building. Does he have a greater Spire out? I don't know. There is action going down. Scan does get placed. Banshee is cloaked, and the Overseer is coming. The Queen is going to try to finish it off. Units are attacking the Queen. The Queen does kill the Banshee, and now Lings are going to be coming in. Huge fungal growth going down on a lot of those Marines, but a lot of Infestors do fall, getting a little bit close to this tank fire. The tanks are at 1-0 upgrades. Overseers now falling. Those Lings just trying to take out these rocks to prevent, well, they won't have another avenue of attack. Maybe you forgot about them. Rocks do live with 12 HP, more Lings pulling back, and we do have Ultralisk on the way, so he is not going to be going up into that Broodlord play like I thought. And I probably could have saw that coming when I saw the Hive building and not the Spire. Just small mistakes here and there, but Siege Tank is going to be sieging up. They are on creep, but they are taking that out, so it will be receding. Zenio can't see when the tanks are on siege and how many are unsieged. And what Stefano would be doing in this situation is just throwing Infested Terrans one at a time, trying to get a vision of where the tanks are so he can split up and decide where he wants to attack. A few Ultras going in, leading the way. Tanks are going to be shooting at them. Lings going off on the back, and here we go. Big engagement going down. Infestors getting really close to the battle gun, and Fungal Growth and Burrow immediately to prevent dying, and Zenio cleans that force up very easily. These upgrades are so good. Well, 3-3 not done just yet, and Chitin is plating. No, it is almost done. Zenio attacking that a little bit too early. He could have completely wiped that out if he waited for all 3 of these upgrades to finish, but saw a weakness. But as I was saying, Stefano, he'll gently burrow 1 Infestor, shoot Infested Terrans around, and see how many tanks shoot those Infested Terrans, which tells him, okay, right here, this is a weak spot, because if I put it right here, all the tanks shoot. But right here, I only see like 2 tanks shooting it. So one of those small plays that some Zerg players do utilize. Stefano is the one I know that uses that the most. And that tells him just the avenue of attack. Ling's going to be taking out these rocks. Going to finish the job. Nope, not going to finish the job on those. Corruptors are out, so now he looks like he wants to start transitioning into that Broodlord play. I don't know where that Spire is. I don't see it morphing. Oh, I completely missed it into a Greater Spire. There it is. 3-3 is just about done for Terran play, and Zenio is going to be attacking before that. Tank's getting up in siege, and Zenio is pulling back. 2 Infested Terrans, 4 Infested Terrans actually. do burrow, gets a small fungal growth off. A lot of Ultras are taking damage. And Zenio is going to be pulling on back. I'm just looking, nope, he didn't see the Hive morphing, so there's no way of him knowing those Ultras were coming. Didn't really scan that main base, so those Marauders were just a very good call. Queen's going to be starting that creep spread back up. Keep in mind, it did fall just momentarily, and Zenio back on task, going to be spreading that. Engagement is going down. Zenio looks like he wants to engage. He is positioning for the engagement. Ghost Academy is just about done for a Terran player in 3-3. Now completing in about 10 seconds. Just as Zenio is coming in, will 3-3 finish before he does damage? Battle starts, 3-3 not done. And very nice time for Zenio to go attack. Now 3-3 is finished, but Zenio is up close and personal to that Terran army. Going to be taking out a lot of those tanks and also getting the medevacs. And that is such a good call, picking off the medevacs, because now he's going to start getting Broodlords out. And the Terran player is going to have to decide, do I want medevacs or do I want Vikings? If Zenio didn't kill those medevacs, then it's a no-brainer. Okay, I have medevacs. I can build Vikings. But because he took out those medevacs, that means, okay, now he has to make a decision. And also, drop play is so good against Broodlord play. We do have 3 Broodlords on the way with +1 flyer attack, researching Mobius Reactor and a Ghost building, getting more Marauders, more Marines, and more tanks. Doesn't look like he is gearing up to go against this Broodlord tech switch, but maybe he is. 2 Vikings on the way, so he does know it will be coming. Small Marauder drop does come with 1 Marauder. Going to see this 1 base taken. Zenio has taken about half the map right now. A drop is coming with a handful of units, but those dropships very injured. 6 HP and 53 HP. Lings are going to be spotting that move across. The question is, did Zenio really spot that? Are the Lings communicating to the Overspine, I think it's called, and telling him there's a drop coming? Greater Spire in danger of going down. More elevator coming up because he kind of missed that. Zenio is going to be going in for the attack right now. Handful of Lings pulling back. That Greater Spire looks like it will be falling, but Broodlord's now going to be attacking right there. The Greater Spire does fall. Big win for a Terran player right now. How many Corruptors are out? 9 Corruptors that are going to be relatively, well, not useless. They can kill Vikings, but those tanks and Marauders are going to be useless against these Broodlords and Infestors. I'm kind of curious how the Terran is going to combat this. Has to be very careful when he moves in. Just going to stem now. Run in. Has to get EMPs off on these Infestors. Zenio starting to split them up. Only a few Infestors did get EMP'd. Still has a lot of energy, and all the Ghosts did just fall. I don't think those EMPs were enough. Zenio with a great split on his Infestors. All still living. Not much anti-air left. Enough Infestors to phone girth both Viking and Bio. A Terran player is in a lot of trouble. But he does have 3 Marines, so if he does catch Zenio by surprise, he can still do a lot of damage. Zenio, how many drones does he have? 76 to the 66 of Terran. This PF is slowly going to be falling. SCV's not really mining at this 3rd base because they have to repair. Viking's going to come try to snipe a Broodlord, but transfuses go down. Has plenty of Queens with, well, not so much energy on them, but has enough for like 5 more transfuses. And also now fungal girthing all these SCVs. Only killing 8 right now, but a lot more on the way of death. Up to 15 in the blink of an eye. Has plenty of Ghosts back here. Needs to get EMPs off on those Infestors. If he gets the EMPs off, then he will be able to combat this force. Fungal does go down, and Infestors don't have any energy to Fungal. Now this time for those Marines to start running ahead. But it doesn't look like he has, well, he has enough Marines to kill all these Broodlords. Will he be going for it? PF is just about dead, and now he has to come in. It's now or never for the Terran player. The PF does fall. At the same time, there was a run-by over here in this 3rd base. And Baneling's coming in, exploding on a lot of Marines, down to 18. All the Infestors are down. Corruptor's going to try to finish the job on the Vikings. Marines still killing off the Corruptors. 1 Viking, no, he won't live. The Corruptor will take him out, but the Marines do go and take out all these Broodlords. But what are we left at? Terran has no income, and there goes the GG. What a great Ling run by at this 3rd base during all that engagement. Zenio playing that game very nicely. And hope you guys enjoyed the game. And yeah, we'll see. Pulling up SC2 gears. And it looks like Zenio, he has transitioned into mutas along with Idra. And as I was saying, Zenio and Idra, I think, are very, like, common. They both had really good mechanics back in the early days of StarCraft 2. And they were rivals, so that made the storyline interesting. The difference between Zenio and Idra is Zenio, every now and then, was a little bit more aggressive. Idra is more of a macro zerg, while Zenio does do aggression. And that is the big thing about the Korean server. A lot of the Koreans, they depend a lot more on aggression. A lot of foreigners and Europeans, Americans, I say that with all foreigners in aspect, depend a lot more on macro. As oddly as it sounds, Koreans have better macro, I would say. But if you look at, like, a foreigner PvP, it often goes into 3 bases. You look at a Korean PvP, and you generally still see a lot of 1 basing going on. And I'm just trying to find those lings, because that is a prime example of, like, foreign versus, I don't know where they are. But this ling right over here, when he had the 20 lings right here, this is something that Koreans would do. I don't see many foreigners doing it, but, like, Chef always puts 1 ling and uses it for scouting so we can go into a macro game. However, the Koreans are a little bit more aggressive, and they put more lings down there. So instead of just getting scouting, they try to do damage. Kind of hope that makes sense. And, I think PvP is the best example. Even MC stated when he was, I think, playing at DreamHack, he learned a lot in PvP because he wasn't used to macro PvP. He wasn't used to those super late game composition type deals. Because, well, it just doesn't happen all that much. And hopefully, I don't watch all that much PvP in the GSL, so I'm hoping that is true. If it's not, disregard everything I'm saying right now. But we'll go into, oh man, Zenio's injects are good. 10 minutes, 7.3 seconds. It looked a lot better than it was. I wanted to see 5. Whenever I see 5, I get all happy inside. But what was I looking at? There was something else I wanted to see. Oh, Zenio's hotkeys. Is he like Idra and has his queens on individual hotkeys? No. He's not. He has all... That's a weird hotkey setup right there. Overseer with his queens. I guess because the Banshee does come. Let's go 6 minutes. This would be a good... So note, like all Zerg, Zenio does put his hotkeys on individual hatches so he can keep an eye on that creep inject burst. So through all these replays I'm going to be casting, I think it's like 12 or 13 Zenio games, you're going to see him at 7.3 seconds almost every game unless he does a tomb or gets super early harassed, just because it is very consistent when you do injects like that. Going over into this APM tab, just to point it out, 82 macro, 138 micro. This is definitely not MVP. MVP generally would be floating around 80 micro and 150 macro. If it was a Brood War player, he'd probably have more macro than micro, just because, well, that's just how it works. A lot of Brood War players have a lot more macro APM because macro was a lot harder in there, so they're a lot more used to cycling through buildings and doing all that stuff. So I'm going to say this is a StarCraft 2 player going on a huge limb there. And it's not Marine King. It's not Gonzi, it's not MMA. So who does that leave us with? Maybe it's not Complexity's Hurt. I don't think it is. I think Complexity Hurt is a lot more aggressive. So I don't know who it is. If any of you have an idea who does 1, 2, 3, 8 to 0 on command centers, please let me know. Anyways, take care, guys. Hope you enjoyed the cast. And as always, I will be going into a little bit more. Sorry. Pretty good macro. Nothing to talk about. Let's see how many fungals and EMPs went off that game. That would be something good. Fungal gross, 58 EMPs, 648 snipes. Pretty cool game. Yep, take care, guys, and I'll put this on the units tab so you guys can get a glimpse of 400 lings being built, 69 marauders. Yep, peace out. I will see you guys.